Hi everyone! Today's Friday and it is my second how-to video, and this week the project is how to make a pair of beaded earrings, and we're going to make them to match the necklace that we made last week. So let's get straight into it. So the things you're going to need for this project are a selection of pliers, and I have my square nose pliers, my round nose pliers, a pair of bent nose pliers and a pair of wire cutters, and these are the Nipex flush cut. You will also need a bead board, and I've got a smaller bead board here because the project is smaller than the necklace that we made. 4 head pins and 2 ear wires and a selection of beads, and I've got a selection here, 2 main feature beads and a selection of smaller beads that complement the necklace. The first thing you need to do is to organise your beads, and this is completely personal preference. It's totally what you feel looks good, and I'm going to start with my feature beads at the bottom. I think I want that one that way round, and then I'm just going to fill in the top using the smaller beads. These little faceted hexagonal ones, these complement the necklace, so it ties it all in. I'm happy with that. The reason we've got 4 head pins is because we're going to use 2 for each earring. So I'm going to have 2 strands of beads on each side. So I need to organise my other beads into a mini strand. So that's just a case of organising the beads again, however you feel looks good. There we go. So we've got our beads organised, and now we can get to threading them on the head pin. These are the head pins that we'll be using, and what makes this different to just an ordinary piece of wire is on the very end of the head pin it's been flattened, so it stops the beads from falling off the end, and these are specifically bought for this purpose. So we just start threading them on in the order that we've laid them out. Now we have all 4 strands beaded up, we can continue to put the loops in the end so that we can attach them to the ear wires. To form a loop at the top of your head pin, you take your round nose pliers and position the head pin firmly within the 2 prongs. You then push the head pin over to almost a 90-degree angle, and then push it just back slightly. You then need to reposition your pliers so that the outside prong sits on top of the head pin. Like so. You then take this end and bend it back across that top prong. Taking your bent nose pliers, you then take this end and bend it underneath the round nose pliers but above the beads. Repositioning your pliers again so that you're in a comfortable position to continue coiling this around the main body of the head pin. And you keep going until all the wire is neatly tucked away into a coil underneath the loop, and you should be left with a neat finish on the top of your strand of beads. So I'm going to continue to do that for the other 3 strings of beads and put loops and twists in the tops of all of them. sometimes when you're beading onto head pins, the length of the head pin is too long, so you need to just cut off the excess, and I'll do that using my Nip-X flush cut pliers. You get them into the end of the wire as close to the end as possible and cut. I then put them back onto the round nose pliers and just squeeze that end that's been cut thoroughly around the head pin so it's nice and tucked in. Now that we have all 4 strands of beads put onto the head wires and the loops put in the end to secure them, we just now need to add them to the ear wire. This is done by taking the ear wire, taking a pair of pliers and just opening the loop by twisting it open like so and threading the parts that you've just made onto that loop. You then take your pliers and close the loop. I'll just complete that for the other side. And there you have your completed earrings. And as you can see, they complement the necklace quite nicely. So here we have the finished earrings, and they work quite well with the necklace. And as I said when making the necklace, it's a perfect project just to use up odd beads. You might just have 2 that you want to incorporate into something. Well, that's perfect for a set of earrings. Now, this is just one way of making a pair of earrings. There are plenty more, and I'm sure in future videos I will show you some of those styles too. If you did miss the previous video where I made the necklace, I will link that in the description bar below. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I will be back again next Friday with another how-to video.